Is Nike overhyping and killing the dunk? Why are Jordan 1 mids the most popular Jordan 1s right now? Those are just some of the things we're going to be talking about on today's episode of Crew Kicks and Coffee, so grab your cup and let's hit the intro. What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 3 of Crew Kicks and Coffee. This is my new weekly show every Monday where I grab a cup of coffee and talk about things going on in the sneaker culture right now. Today I got some homemade iced coffee, and I'm also going to be answering some of your guys' questions related to the sneaker culture. Usually I'll pick a topic and discuss it, but I kind of wanted to see what you guys were interested in hearing about, in my opinion, on those certain questions. Now, before we dive into the conversations, I do want to say please smash the thumbs up button for me. That will let me know that you appreciate this series and you do want to see more episodes moving forward. And if you guys do have any topics that you would like me to discuss in the future, definitely leave a comment down below and I could feature you and shout you out in a future episode. So with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the first question that I found on Twitter. The homie Alex asked, what's your opinion on the dunk wave? Now, this is something that multiple people asked me about, but Alex was the first person to tweet me, so it was the first one that I'm going to respond to. So dunks in general have a lot of factors why they're hyped at the moment, but Nike, it just seems like they're releasing as many dunks as possible. Like over the last month, I think they've released like 10 different colorways. Now that's probably wrong, that's probably not the exact number they've released, but that's what it seems like to me. Every time I go on the sneakers app, there's like 3 new colorways. But yeah, if you know me, you know personally, I'm not really into dunks. I joke about it and I do buy dunks here and there, but for the most part, every time I end up putting a pair on my foot, I don't like them. They're just not made for me. I don't know if it's the comfort, the way that they look on my feet. I just don't get that feeling of satisfaction when I wear a pair of dunks. So yeah, that's a whole different topic. But as far as the wave goes, I think that they're so caught up in releasing as many dunks as possible because they know it's selling, but I don't blame them, okay? I don't blame Nike. I'm not here trying to take shots at Nike. I just feel like, when something works for Nike, they're like, so in the long run, maybe a year or two from now, maybe it's going to get to the point where people are over dunks, but the dunk itself is a legendary shoe. So if you're a real sneakerhead, you've always appreciated the dunks. It's just that you have all these other people who aren't real sneakerheads who want the dunk just because it's hype right now. They want the dunk, or they want a pair of Jordan 1s just because they see celebrities wearing it. They see TikTokers wearing it. Like, that's where the hype comes from for people who are not sneakerheads. As far as real sneakerheads go, people who are collecting and are paying attention to the world of sneakers 24/7, year after year after year, they always appreciate the dunk. So I don't think the dunk will ever die, I guess, but the hype might go away to the people who aren't real sneakerheads. As long as Nike puts out a good pair of shoes, whether it's a Dunk, Air Force One, a Cortez, whatever it may be, sneakerheads who like the shoe will get the shoe. But unfortunately, because there's so many people who just want the shoe right now who aren't real sneakerheads, it makes it impossible, damn near impossible, for the average sneakerhead to be able to get a pair for retail. Alright, so that was the dunk hype question. Let's move on to our next topic. TY Red asked, what's one thing you would change about the culture right now? Definitely it's going to be what I talked about last week, which was brands implementing a pre-order into their releases rather than just doing these limited drops and shock drops and just corrupt raffles and stuff like that. I think brands need to really let sneakerheads be able to purchase shoes with a pre-order option. Like, you have to wait a couple months to get the shoes, but you can get that shoe you really want rather than complaining on Twitter every time you take an L on the sneakers app. So I really would like to see brands do more pre-orders, and a huge kudos to Under Armour because they actually did a pre-order for their most recent Curry. I can't talk, I gotta have some coffee, hold on. Under Armour recently did a pre-order for the new Currys, and I gotta give them an applause for that because they did it, man. They did a pre-order. Emmy.meza10 asked, do you think there's any way Jordan can mess up the Jordan 1 or they are forever booming emoji? I don't think the Jordan 1 can ever be ruined by Jordan Brand. I mean, they release 50 plus pairs a year, whether it's a mid, low, or a high. They bring back colors that people love. They bring new colors. They do collabs. Like, to the sneakerheads, Jordan 1s will never, ever get destroyed. Like, they can never destroy it as long as they bring back the classics and just come up with new versions and colorways and stuff like that. As far as the hype goes that it has right now, just like the Nike Dunk, I think Nike is, and Jordan Brand is definitely trying to get the most of the situation and release as many as possible. Maybe not as many as the Nike Dunk, but they know what's popping right now. I don't think that there's a way that they can ruin the Jordan 1. It's such a wearable silhouette. It's a classic silhouette. New sneakerheads love it, old sneakerheads love it, and people who have no idea about shoes love the Jordan 1. All right, next one. Brody asks, are mids a trend or are people really hating on them? All right, so here's my take on the Jordan 1 mid. My first pair of Jordan 1s was a mid. Back in the day when I was in high school, I couldn't get my hands on a pair of Jordan 1 highs. And back then, Jordan 1 mids were never like a separate category. Like Jordan 1 mids was the same thing as a Jordan 1 high. Like if you said, oh, I'm getting a Jordan 1, you never, specified that it was a mid or a high. You just said, yo, I'm wearing a pair of Jordan 1s or I'm going to get those Jordan 1s. So back in the day, people never really pointed out the difference between a mid or a high. But obviously things have changed now. Like someone like myself, I do poke fun at mids. I make fun of the whole situation. Like I said, my first pair was a Jordan 1 mid because I didn't know how to get a high. And that's what a lot of sneakerheads are doing these days. They get a mid because that's all they can get. Every Jordan 1 high sells out. But if you go to a Foot Locker or a Champ Sports or a local boutique, majority of them have Jordan 1 mids sitting there. So that's what they resort to, is they just want to pair of Jordan 1s. They want a pair of Jordan 1s and that's what's available to them. And that's kind of where I was years ago. It's like that was the Jordan 1 I could get, and I'll throw some photos up on the screen of me wearing like the Father's Day Jordan 1s and whatnot, but that was my first pair of Jordan 1s. So I can't hate on someone who can only get their hands on a pair of Jordan 1s and that's what they want to wear. So as much as we meme it these days and as much as we make fun of it these days, I think Jordan 1s are acceptable, but it's not something that I would try to get every Jordan 1 mid that comes out. Like I'm someone who I want a Jordan 1 high because that's like the OG Jordan 1, you know what I mean? And there's a bunch of people talking about how the Jordan 1 mid was actually made for Jordan and he played in it and there's a photo of it and whatnot. Like I get that, all right? Maybe he did play in it. If you ask me, if I had the option to choose between a Jordan 1 high and a Jordan 1 mid, I'm taking the high every single time because it just looks better, it feels better, it is better. But if you can only get a mid, I'm not gonna knock you for that. I'm not gonna judge you when I'm walking down the street and I see you wear mids. I'm not gonna make fun of you. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get the hype. I get why people make fun of it. But at the end of the day, there are some dope mids. There's been some classic mids in the whole Jordan Brand line, from the New Love pack, New Love, Old Love pack, to the Father's Day Jordan 1 mids, to these right here. Like there's been some great Jordan 1 mids in our time. They're acceptable now. So if you got Jordan 1 mids, don't be mad if people make fun of you. Rock them with pride because it's still a dope shoe. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Crew Kicks and Coffee. I do want to thank everybody who sent in their questions that related to the world of sneakers. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. And if there's any topics you want me to discuss in future episodes, please comment down below. This was episode 3 of Crew Kicks and Coffee, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys want to see some Crew Kicks and Coffee merch, hit the thumbs up. I don't know. I haven't designed any. I haven't dropped merch in a while, but I think it would be cool to have that little logo on a hoodie or something like that embroidered. That would be pretty dope. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hit the thumbs up. I'll see you guys next week on Crew Kicks and Coffee every single Monday morning. Now I got a little bit left. My ice is melted, but thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.